Good afternoon, race fans. Steven here once again with your semi-daily NASCAR update. Before we get started with the news, a quick reminder. If you like what you see, don't forget to comment down below, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more content, and always keep an eye out for me because I'm going to do my best to provide you with my thoughts on these topics and then some. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yesterday it was announced that while Xfinity will remain a premier partner in NASCAR and sponsor the fastest lap of the race for all three series, it was announced via Adam Stern that they will be back to sponsor the Xfinity Series following the 2025 season. Now, as of now, there is no word on who could replace Xfinity as a series sponsor, but the internet, needless to say, was one brand in particular to return. That being Busch. I get that. It was called the Busch Series for the longest time. In fact, it was the original name for the series if you count the days when it was called the Anheuser-Busch Series. I get that. The only question, though, is this. Given that the majority of the drivers these days are not exactly drinking age, per se, would it be wise for them to sponsor a series where, like I said, the majority of the drivers, more or less, aren't exactly drinking age these days? Or at the very least, some of the drivers. Yes, you had Casey Atwood back in the 1990s that raced in the series. That is true. But outside of him, no one under 21, for the most part, raced in the series at that time, either full or part-time. So that does raise the question whether or not Anheuser-Busch thinks it would be a good idea from a marketing standpoint to not only be a premier sponsor in the Cup Series and sponsor Ross Chastain in the one car in Cup, but consider the possibility of them returning to the Xfinity Series and sponsor that series once again. Personally, I think they should come back, but I don't know if it makes sense from a business standpoint, given the current age of the drivers, if it makes sense for them to return or not. But if it does happen, that'll be great. There'll be 2 out of 3 nostalgic brands more or less have come back to NASCAR when it comes to title sponsorship. And I know people also want Winston to come back as well, but let's be realistic on that one as well. Thanks to limitations on tobacco advertising, I highly doubt Winston will ever return, let alone any cigarette company would return to sponsor motorsports in any way, shape, or form. It would be neat if that happens, but I highly doubt it will. So, like I said, most likely, if anything, Busch will have the best chance to come back rather than Winston. So, as much as you Winston fans will want to see that brand come back, those days are over. Unless somehow the government decides to ease restrictions on tobacco advertising. And I don't think they will anytime soon. But anyway, let me know your thoughts if you think that Busch could return to the series in 2026. And if not, then what sponsor do you want to sponsor the series? Or should they adopt a similar format to the Cup Series and just have different sponsors help sponsor the series? And I'll share my thoughts on that right quick as well. To be honest, I think that idea only works for Cup. For Xfinity trucks, it's better for them to just have one sponsor. But we shall see. Another thing that was announced yesterday was that Fox apparently is finally joining NBC's Peacock and Warner Bros. Discovery's Max to offer a streaming service, paid streaming service for their content. Sure, technically there's Fox Sports as well, but I'm talking about as far as, a dedicated streaming site besides Fox Sports. Now, we don't know much about it right now, only that it's scheduled to release later this year. Most likely when it's time for the college football and NFL season to get on the way. And we also don't know if the FS1, FS2 events will be covered or not as well. And to what degree. Since Peacock, for the most part, is picky on what NASCAR events will be streamed on their channel. Will be streamed on their service. Since none of the USA races has ever appeared there, to my knowledge, and it's usually just Daytona and Phoenix, at least in last year's case, that ended up on Peacock, even though the other races were on ABC. So we'll have to wait and see on that end as well. But I will say this, depending on the price, it would be tempting to sign up for it at the very least. But the key word being price. Which brings me to the next point in all of this. Why do TV apps essentially say that, you can watch programming on it live, but you have to sign up, but you have to have access to your cable, satellite, or internet, or your pay TV provider, I'm trying to say, in order to watch the programs. Why can't you just allow us to watch the content for free? For those who don't have cable, or stream, or satellite, or wherever. I mean, you get more people on your app that way, to be honest. And just have the advertisers pay for everything. But it's all about money, unfortunately, these days. Sad but true. There is one other thing I want to talk about right quick in this video as well, folks, involving the Xfinity series. And that is two-time modified champion Justin Bonsignor will race 9 times in a number 19 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity series. The tracks in question would be Daytona, Homestead, both Bristol races, Rockingham, Pocono, Iowa, Kansas, and the finale at Phoenix. I hope the kid does well. If he proves himself worthy, he might stick around and drive the 19 car full time in 2026. If not, then at the very least he has a chance. That's all we ask for these days. But I like to see him do good. I never heard of him personally, so I don't know how good he is outside being a champion, but as long as he knows what he's doing and whatnot, and performs admirably, he might get the right full time in 26. Now, as a quick reminder, the Cup Series broadcast will start at 2:30 on Fox next Sunday for the 500. Next Saturday at 5 o'clock on the CW, the Xfinity Series race will get underway. And next Friday, 7:30, the Truck Series race on FS1. This weekend on Tubi at 8 o'clock is the Hall of Fame ceremony, which you can watch that for free, regardless. Now, I did want to talk about Big Lots and Party City while I was here, but I don't have time to talk about them at the moment. But I will say this. Party City did update their website to confirm which locations that are franchise-owned that will remain open. And apparently, Big Lots has also confirmed which locations have also remained open as well. That is according to a website called FurnitureToday.com. And oh, by the way, the judge did approve the sale of Big Lots to Gordon Brothers as well. In addition, Gordon Brothers also revealed the list of the leases that are up for sale as well. Now, next time, I'm going to talk about more in detail how this affects the Big Lots stores in Kentucky, Indiana, and Georgia. But I want to give you a sneak preview of what's to come for next time. But right now, as of today, the Big Lots website does have things listed up to 40% off on the website, up to 80% off at the Party City website. Again, excluding the Party City stores that will remain open. So I'm going to find you to check partycity.com and view the list of stores that will remain open. But that's going to do it for today, and I'll see all of you next time. Bye.